Hi guys, and Happy New Year! Today I'm here to do my December reading wrap-up. The first one I read was Madeline. This is a children's book and it took me like 5 minutes to read, but I've had it on my shelf for years and I always loved the movie when I was a kid, so I decided to pick this one up, and it's just as cute as I remember the movie being. And I gave this one 4 stars. Next I picked up Building Books. This is by Wagner Lloyd, and this is Rachel Wagner's sister's book. I've been trying to get copies of all of her sister's books from the library. I thought this was a really cute book. I really love all of her books that she's put out. This is a children's picture book about building things and also about reading, and I think this would be a perfect book for any child. And I gave this 3 stars. Next I read The Traveling Cat Chronicles. I mentioned this in my favorites video last month. I had seen someone post about this on Instagram and decided to pick it up, and I really loved it. It's about a man who can't keep this cat that he's found, so he decides to travel around to see if any of his friends want the cat, and it's the cat's point of view and he doesn't really know what's going on, but he is hilarious, and I gave this one 4 stars. Next I read a book called I Think My Cat Might Be a Geek. Apparently I've really been into cat books recently. This is another children's picture book. The author actually went to my dad's office and was signing his books, and my dad bought this book for my niece, but I read it before he wrapped it for her. At the bottom of like every other page there's these 2 dogs making cat jokes, and I just thought they were hysterical. This was such a cute book, and I gave this one 4 stars. Then I picked up Red Dragon. I've had a few Hannibal books on my shelf for some time now, and I really love the Hannibal movies and TV show, so I thought it was about time that I picked up the first book. This is a pretty big book. It took me a couple days to get through it. There was a lot in this that I really did like, but then there was also a lot that I didn't like. I know we have to get to know the man who is Red Dragon, but when we did flashbacks of him as a child, I just felt like it went on and I just didn't care about his childhood. I feel like he could have explained why he is who he is when he grows up without having to go into so much detail when he was a child. But I'm glad that I finally got around to it, and I do plan on picking up the rest in the series, and I gave this 3 stars. Then I picked up A Christmas Carol. I read this every year at Christmas, and I listen to the audio of it because it's read by Tim Curry. I think Tim Curry does the best job at this, and I look forward to reading it every year. And again, I gave this one 4 stars. Then I picked up A Snow Garden and Other Stories. This is by Rachel Joyce, and she's one of my favorite authors. I don't usually go for short stories, but I wanted to read this one because it's written by her. Over on my Goodreads, I actually ranked each story individually, and some of them got like 4 stars, and then like one of them got 2 stars. I did read this in an airport while I was traveling around, and it was kind of hard to focus on it, and I think that might have been why I didn't like some of the stories. But some of these I just absolutely loved, and I would have loved to have had more in it. So I gave this one 3 stars. And the last book that I read in December was The Death of Ivan Ilych. I've been wanting to pick up some Tolstoy, but all of his books are so intimidating. But I watched a video on the differences between Dickens and Tolstoy. But I've read so many Dickens books and I don't end up liking his books, apart from A Christmas Carol, of course. And this is like a novella, so it was really short and I got through it really quickly. This is about a man on his deathbed, and he kind of thinks back on his life and he kind of regrets what he did with his life. I listened to this one on audio as well, and it was really easy to get through because he was pronouncing all of the hard names for me. I ended up really loving this book, and now I'm really excited to try some more Tolstoy. I don't know if I really want to dive into like Anna Karenina right now, so if you guys have any recommendations for a short Tolstoy book, definitely let me know in the comments because I'd love to read more. But anyway, I gave this one 4 stars. Okay, so those are the books that I read in December. I did finally finish my challenge about a week before the end of December. I felt a lot of pressure to finish my reading goal, so I've lowered my count down this year. I did read so many great books last year, and I read from so many different countries, and I pretty much just read whatever I wanted, and I still felt like I read pretty diversely. But anyway, let me know what you guys read in December and what your favorite book was. Also let me know if you've read any of these books that I mentioned, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!